Next one. Takes it down to 25. Oh, God. Hello everybody, welcome to Chaz Draycott Media and welcome to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Today I'm doing my first ever Jet2 ops in G-GDFX, the Boeing 737-800 from Jet2. It's a lovely looking livery, the metallic effect has been caught on this one very nicely. It's a little bit more silver than I'd expect, they're usually a bit of a darker grey, these aircraft, but still it looks mighty fine, and they've also got the chrome engine nacelles on the front as well. Jet2 have a sort of pride in these chrome fronted engines. It's an interesting thing to do. Still a lovely looking aircraft and a lovely looking airport as well. This is the Inibelds Leeds Bradford airport today. We are going from EGNM and we are flying down to Geneva. This is another charter flight, as they so often are at the moment. I've got this and 10 more lined up, so you're going to have to be patient, I'm afraid. This one's come from Ellis Sykes. Thank you so much, Ellis, for chartering this flight today. Back in the 737 after having a bit of trouble with it last time. This should be an interesting one, this. We are, as ever, doing the flight on VATSIM as well, which means we need to get connected. We're going to be Chanex, which is the not EasyJet call sign, the Jet2 call sign. Chanex 2 Echo Sierra today in a Boeing 737-800. We will connect and, straight away, call sign mismatch. Oh yes, I put CHX. It's EXS, isn't it? Whoops. I did that actually on SimBrief as well. Okay, so we're going to get this all set up. I'm using the Flight Sim TO Fly UK Aero checklist procedure list that I found a while ago. I am still making my own for this, but
for uniform.
I'm a little bit up against it for today, so I can't unfortunately use my new one for this, which I'm making myself. I'm using the updated version of my own Scratchpad on here as well, which has a few extra fields and things for stuff like the block fuel, the cost index, things like that, which I so often relied on having SimBrief open on my left-hand screen to find out. We'll have a look then. There's clearly aircraft about. Ah, yes, there is another one there, look. Another 737. We'll have a look at the actual plan for today as well. My sticker's already disconnected. Are you joking? Wow. I literally just turned it on before I went live. Or before I started recording. Listen. Wow. It disconnects a lot, this. It's the Thrustmaster TCA Captain X pack. What was I going to look at? Yeah, the charts. So we're going to unload the last one. I was taking another look at the LRSM approach with Drew, actually, when he was talking me through that. We're going to Geneva today. Nice and south. We're going sort of to the east, actually, and then south into Europe. As you can see here, we're going to be taking off straight on in that direction today, runway 14, on the Lamix 2 X-ray departure. And then when we look at Geneva itself, it should be quite a square approach in on the ILS, as you see here. It's one of those airports where you get a lovely setup on the way in, let's say. We're going to go ILS runway 04. And we're going to just basically get to GG503, turn it in dis. Smash it. And then when we get into Geneva, we've got a lot of stands to choose from. We'll get into that when we get a bit closer too. Onto the checklist we go then. We have the parking brake set. We make sure that is all definitely set. Battery guard closed. We're just going to make sure that these are definitely sorted. That's the standby power as well. Left aft fuel pump down here, which is sorted. And we're going to start the APU. I think the company aircraft over on our left will be pushing back soon because they had their anti-collision light on. Logo light, yes, of course, we're going to put that on. We always do. Cabin lights, it just says as required. Emergency exits, armed. Put that on, all golden. Packs go to auto. You'll hear them power up just now. IRS mode selectors go into the nav position. They're just up there. And then we go down to the FMC. We need to go to this first, though, get the information over from SimBrief, get the departure QNH and all that in. Just before we sort the FMC out, I'm going to begin boarding. That's the next process for me. And there it is. We're going to do that from jet2.com, thank you. We're at stand 14 today, and we're going to get Jet2's very own stairs and tug. This will look nice and cool, I think. But we're going to go down to the FMC, get this all sorted. So FMC, we need to do the position in it first, so we need to take that and put it in there. Then go to route, flight plan request, that one please, set payload, set fuel, select route. Crack him, That'll take just a second. And now that's loaded, we click load. Wait for a second more. Right, it's taking a bit longer today. There it is. Activate, execute. And then we are going to head to our departure and arrival. Yeah, let's attach the pushback tug now, shall we? So we're on the Lamix 2 X-ray for runway 14 on the way out of here. And then on the arrival, we are going to be on the Akito to November for runway ILS 04.
Hello, Captain. We
Cracking.
are ready for pushback.
In terms of transition, will it let us pick no? Okay, that's fine. Did the eagle-eyed of you spot that head coming out of the cabin? Let's get our departure performance in, actually. Let's get all the init ref and perf. Actually, we need to do an init request, don't we? Flipping it. Cost index today is 15, I believe. Yes. Block fuel is 7415, which it has in there. That's nice to know. What else do we need to do in the meantime? I think we may as well just make sure that we set up the FMC and everything. Load that. Cool. Execute that. Smashing. 7.45. I'm just going to put that in there. Let's go to the init ref index. Let's do takeoff. We can actually calculate that on here, can't we? So we know the QNH is 1019. Import that from here. Let's go to runway 14. Import from aircraft. Is that going to continue getting heavier? Because... okay. Import the weather. Calculate that. Nice. Okay, trim 5.56. 137, 138 and 144 we should have as RV speeds. That is nice to know. Pretty sure that they just closed the doors on the outside. I thought I could hear the noise of it there. Flaps go to 5 today. Right, you seem to think that the speeds are different to me. 5.23 trim is very different as well. That's weird. 138, 138, 144 it thinks on there. I'm going to ignore the aircraft and put these in. Just go for a slightly higher takeoff speed. And the trim, I think, is 5.56. Centre of gravity is what we need to put in. Centre of gravity 20.52. 20.52. I think it's 5.23 on the trim. Interesting. We're a bit too close to the trim wheel to do it there. So 5.23. I'll agree with it on that, but then I'll... you know, I've put my own speeds in. I'd rather be going a little bit faster, make sure that we have the necessary speed to get off the ground than not enough speed to get off the ground. There, that'll be fine, won't it? Then we need to check what else needs doing. So the transponder needs to be set, which is down yonder. We'll do 2000. Go to TA only. All good. We'll put some panel brightness on for all this stuff. And then we have the IAS max speed, which is 144 today. Smashing. Heading, takeoff, runway. Let's check the runway heading, shall we? Information for runway 14 is 138. Once again, I do quite like, while it does take longer to input stuff into the 737, I do like that you have to do so much scrolling. It's a very manual aircraft. Initial altitude, let's check that on the departure as well, shall we? 070. What's the initial climb clearance? Transition altitude is 5,000. Yeah, do not climb above 070. Okay, so we'll go to 7,000 on here then. Wow, that scrolled quickly that time, didn't it? Wow. And then after that, we need the yaw damper on, which is up here. There. Not long after that is window heat, which are these 4 switches. Ah, nearly. And then flight altitude. We're at flight level 350 today, so I'm going to put 35,000 feet in there. And then for the landing altitude here, I want to make sure that I've got the correct altitude here in this. The elevation is 1,411 feet, it says, so we're going to go 1,400. Is that right? Okay, what else? Flight directors then. On. VNAV. LNAV. Smash him. We need to also set the barrow. We need that in HPA. And we need it to be 1019er. Nice and warm today. Auto brake goes to RTO. Smash in. And then after that, all doors just need to be closed as we prepare to push. Just had a quick check outside. Everything is ready to go. The stairs and everything. We're going to click... Oh, for God's sake. GSX is so constantly out of date. Okay, we're going to prepare for pushback and departure, so the stairs and everything will go away. And we will let everybody in the vicinity know. Looking on here as well. Manchester Tower is on, but that is about it. And Manchester 8 is, so no one around here. We'll make sure we are on 122.8. We are not on 122.8. Could have sworn we were earlier because we heard an aircraft, did we not? Oh well. Just going to look at our taxi route as well and get ready to write that down. So we're on to runway 14. We'll need to backtrack, so we're going to go out of here onto Alpha. Can you even taxi down Alpha? Yeah, we're going to have to... Where's my pen? Going to have to go down Alpha, and then... That's not the right clipboard. Then runway 14, and I believe... Yeah, Echo. So we're going to go Alpha, runway 14, Echo, and the holding point is going to be Echo 1, and we're going to push back from stand 14 onto Alpha. We're on the Lamix 2 X-ray departure. QNH is 1019er and squawking 2000. I should have written all that down beforehand, but it's absolutely fine. Runway 04 is the arrival by the Akito to November, and the QNH there at the moment is 1018, but that may change in time. Okay, enough faffing. Let's get ready for pushback, shall we? Can we tell it to continue pushback? Okay, yeah. So we're not interrupting. We need to clear the chocks and everything, but we'll just let everybody know there's another aircraft, a company aircraft there. We're going to face west when we push back, so we'll just let them know that that is what we're planning to do. Leeds Bradford traffic, Chanex 2 Echo Sierra, preparing to push back to face west on Alpha, Leeds Bradford traffic. What else do we need to do before that? Because as soon as the chocks are off, that's when we're going to go. So the auto throttle needs arming. I can press that on here. That is now armed. We need the next fuel pump sorting. Those, and those. Have we got any fuel in the centre tank today? No, we do not. Just to clarify, that 0 there is what I'm on about.
10X4 uniform, Whiskey, currently at stand 10. Going to be pushing to the west for 14. Going to be pushing back.
Okay, they're going to be pushing as well, so we'll have to wait for them. We need the...
Expecting a 5-minute delay due to application. Not loaded.
Due to what? Anti-collision light, parking brake, yeah, okay. All good. We will change over to the APU gen, which we should have done way sooner. We will then disconnect the ground power, and we will get the chocks turned off as well. Ground services, release the ground power, remove the chocks, not the checks. We have clicked push back and get ready for departure, but for some reason the stairs have not gone away.
10X4 uniform, Whiskey, preparing to push back now from Santa.
Okay, they're going to get moving. Yeah, I don't know why the wheel chocks have been removed. Stairs should be gone. Let's just interrupt pushback, shall we? Oh, Christ. Looks like the doors are open still at the front, which is weird. So do I need to do that here? Ah, ground operations. Door management. Close and close. I've never seen that screen before. I've never messed with that one. So now we need to click prepare for push and start. Yep, waiting for those. Okay. So for some reason we lost all of our stuff, but we're ready for pushback now. They have pushed back as well. We'll hold short for them as well. So we'll hold short of runway 14 before we backtrack.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Hello, sir. Nice moustache. Lovely accent as well, sunshine. Okay, so going up top, we need to pop the APU bleed on. Packs go off. And what else needs doing before we start the engines? It's literally just packs off at this point. The isolation valve goes to auto in a little bit. It's on open at the moment.
Completed. Bypass pin inserted.
So it is. Here comes the tug. Okay, so he wants parking brakes off. No? Have these disconnected as well? Christ on a bike. There we go.
Commencing push.
God.
All engines clear.
Okay. Let's sort this out, shall we? So we'll get the left-hand engine into ground. We need to sort the secondary display unit so it is there. As you can see, that left-hand engine is getting ready to go. And we'll pop some fuel in. It seems like based on where the other aircraft has taxied, it's common practice to... Oh, he's gone. Have I disconnected?
Please set parking brakes.
Oh, I hope we still get to see that aircraft. That would have been quite interesting. So, parking brakes are set. We're going to start the second engine now, the right-hand engine.
So next flight, if I'm with the entry straight in runway 14, we'll learn from where.
Where's he gone? Okay, so the engine's priming. Let's get some fuel in it.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Well, that guy was braver than me. Okay, you can hear the engine switching into its necessary position. The engine switch up here. I'm going to change over to engine gens. Cool. So before taxi checklist, generators, probe heat, which is up here. Pop that on. We want wing anti-ice, engine anti-ice, no. We want packs to auto. We want the isolation valve going to auto. APU bleed.
So next flight, if I'm with the front, Echo 2 to runway 14, going to be lined up on runway 14 from Echo 1.
Engine start switches go to continuous. Sorry, I was just listening to him then. Flaps as required. It's flaps 5 today, so we're going to go flaps 1, 2, 5. Verify takeoff speeds, it says. Let's just go to index takeoff. It should be, 138, 138, 144. Leeds Bradford traffic, Chanex to Echo Sierra, taxiing runway 14 via Delta. We'll hold of 14 before backtracking for the departing aircraft. Wunderbar. Okay, so everything is golden for taxi. The FMC is warning us of something. It's verified takeoff speeds. It's fine. We don't need to worry about those right now.
Thank you. Next 4 uniform whiskey departing 14 now going to be taxiing to the take off to the south, following the now to departure to runway sorry, correct departure.
I hope I could subtitle that. Have a good one.
You too, mate.
It's always nice, isn't it? Okay, so in the Jet2 737, it's amazing that I haven't flown one of these before now, actually, because Jet2 have a number of 737s at Manchester and all over Europe, lots of them based in the UK. Interesting airport is Leeds Bradford as well. It goes over a hill and over a crest, as you can see there. Look at the size of that hill that you go over. There is the departing company traffic. At least we did get to see him in the end. That's nice, isn't it? He'll be rotating any time now. There you go. Wonderful. Okay, we're going to go right here, because that's the runway. We're going to go this way up here, just to sort of get around it. I don't want to backtrack the whole distance. I doubt there's anybody coming in and there's anybody using it, but we're just going to go onto Alpha and just go around, basically. I don't think you can taxi all the way down Alpha because there's other aircraft lined up on those gates. But yeah, thanks once again, Ellis Sykes, for chartering this flight today. Looking forward to getting this one in the air and enjoying our flight down to Geneva. Geneva is an airport that I've flown out of, I believe, for, was it Swiss I did a flight for? In the A320 or the A321. Just going to check if there's anybody on Volanta or anyone on VATSIM on my right hand side that are coming in. No, just 4 uniform whiskey on its way out. Leeds Bradford traffic, Chanex 2 Echo Sierra, backtracking runway 14. Leeds Bradford. Words, Chaz? Let's put those landing lights on, runway turn-offs on as well. Do a proper Ryanair spec taxi here, be really quick. But yeah, as I was going to say, we have a lot of Jet2 737s in at Manchester. There's a huge hub for them there. They're not all in this livery. A lot of them are in the white and blue Jet2 Holidays livery, but still, it's nice to see them when they're in this lovely grey or silver colour scheme, depending on what you call it. Okay, so we're going here on the left, sorry, on the right. Oh god, 50% chance, Chaz. Leeds Bradford, Chanex 2 Echo Sierra, vacating runway 14 Echo 2. We'll aim to line up as soon as possible. Anyone in the vicinity? Leeds Bradford. We'll hold short though, and just check. Actually, we'll do it while I'm going around this corner here.
For uniform whiskey, you've got no arrivals into Leeds, or only one arrival, but it's not close yet.
Thanks very much. Cheers for the heads up. Have a good flight. Okay, let's hold here. Sit there for a second. So before takeoff, parking brake. Yep, it's set. Fuel flow, we're going to go reset and then rate. That's the wrong switch, Chaz. Don't do that. We're then going to sort everything else out that's on here, which is not a lot. We've got landing lights. Strobe light needs to go to on instead of being... which one is it? Yeah? Taxi lights, yeah. Transponder, TA and RA, which is down there. And then clock, TFC and clock. Okay, ready? Okay, let's get those parking brakes off properly. Leeds Bradford, Chanex 2 Echo Sierra, lining up and departing runway 14. Leeds Bradford. Come on, pig. God, it needed a real push, didn't it? Okay, we've got everything that we need. We know the departure. 7,000 feet is in the box. We're going to roll onto the runway, and with no delay, we are going to depart from Leeds Bradford, my first ever flight out of here, and in the good old 737. Up to 50%. Listen to the fantastic noises of this aircraft. I know a lot of you prefer the Boris sound pack. I like these. Ready? Let's go. Up to toga. That's why I clicked that little screw, just in case none of you have ever seen me do that before. 80 knots. Look at the crest in front of us there, the huge hill. It's normally very windy here at Leeds Bradford, but we've got a 14 knot headwind today, and we're very quickly going to get to V1 speed here.
V1.
There it is. Rotate. Losing a bit of frame rate there. Whoa. Positive rate. Gear up. Need a bit of a steeper climb than that, Chaz. Gear is coming up. Smash him. Aircraft has got VNAV speed. Lovely view over to the left. Needs to shallow out that climb slightly. Ooh, that was a little bit aggressive. You can hear the trim wheel doing its thing. So secondary phase to the climb. Auto throttle isn't armed again for some reason. Wonder why the auto throttle comes out. Strange on that. Luckily I noticed it this time a bit quicker than I did when I flew to Amsterdam in the previous episode. Hope you're enjoying these charters, by the way. I certainly am. It's great to be doing these different flights. We'll go up a notch on the flaps. Need to go left slightly. The flaps come up now. And we'll pop the autopilot in at this stage. There it is. Okay, so after takeoff, clean up. We need to do the auto brake off. That comes off here. Gear goes into the off position as well. Engine start switches go off. They are in continuous. And we have the runway turn-off lights.
For uniform whiskey, it leads you to the point level. I'm going to be climbing 400.
Okay. Smash him. Autopilot is in. We're on the departure, going up to 7,000 feet. Let's do some beauty shots. Quite a lot of stuttering here this morning, but I suppose we've got a massive amount of scenery below us. We're going to 35,000 feet today. We have still quite a bit of the departure to go, I believe. Let's just check on the chart. 070 at GAM, and then we can climb. So we'll put 35,000 feet in and get our cruising altitude in there as soon as possible. Don't think the aircraft's going to automatically go up to it, though. I think it's going to be a case of clicking the altitude intervene. That's absolutely fine. We'll move over and we'll tell it. There we go. Okay, so it will now climb up to 35,000 feet. Leeds Bradford traffic, Chanex 2 Echo Sierra, climbing flight level 350. Have a good day. Okay, we're above 10,000 feet now, so landing lights come off, and we will also sort the seatbelt signs off. That's the chime, sorry. Let's do the... seatbelt signs. Okay, up above 10,000 feet, that's all we have to worry about at this point now. We are still on Unicom 122.8, which is down here, and there is nothing else for us to think about. We've got, like I say, a bit of stuttering and a bit of low frame rate, just because of the sheer amount of buildings and scenery that we have around us here at Leeds Bradford. But yeah, this is my first flight for Jet2, first operations for them as far as I know. I was hoping to do a lot more with them, as we obviously have the 757 on its way from Bluebird. Still excited for that. Not sure yet when that will be though, obviously. But I'm hoping that as I'm going to the Flight Sim Expo in just over a week's time, I will be able to see the 757 there, because Bluebird are there in person, so I'm hoping to do something with them with that. It's going to be a world of opportunities for me. I know I'm a very small fish in a very large pond, not even at 10,000 subscribers at the time of recording this, but still, I want to be able to do more with the actual flight sims itself and see what the companies have to offer from out there. I know that a few of you appreciate watching it through me. I try and be as genuine as I can about these things, and don't give a biased opinion on any of it. But yeah, hopefully we can do something. An airport down there, not quite sure which one that is actually. So to update you on the plan then, this is where we are heading. We're currently just going east off the eastern coast of the UK. We'll go out over the North Sea, and then we'll go down through Europe, and then this long curve around effectively in towards Geneva. A nice early descent as well. We'll lose a lot of miles, and we can extend that as well and go in a straight line here if we need to, and lose some more height and gain extra miles as a result. So yeah, cool stuff. Okay, so you can see the eastern coast of the UK here, look. A lovely, lovely view indeed. And we are currently nearing 26,000 feet, just over 26,000 feet in fact. And hopefully soon we will be at top of climb. Just look at the throttle input at the moment. The aircraft is doing 99.9% throttle. It is absolutely kicking its own face in just to get up to cruise. It's, yeah, remarkable how poor the CFM56s are in the 737-800, unfortunately, but it's part of the character. It's part of the character. I do actually have an interest in flying the 737 MAX 8 as well. I know that that's in the sim. I do know that that's around. Is it the iFly 737 MAX 8? I could definitely give that a go, but there's other aircraft I want to learn first and wait for first, and to be honest, I can't even fly this thing normally anyway. Just coming up to 35,000 feet now, and then we'll be in the cruise. Let's just check where our top of descent will be, because it doesn't tell you with a waypoint on here like it does in the Airbus. Let's just go to plan, and we'll just step it bit by bit. The engines will wind back slightly. It's just after Lassat there, 20 or so miles after Lassat. Where is Lassat on the... It says reset MCP altitude. Already? Excuse you. Oh. It thinks 390. Now let's see where that top of descent is. Forgot to check that earlier. Okay, so it's further after Lassat now. Top of descent just before Morocco. So the engines will wind back. Let's have a quick look on the charts as to where Morocco is. Okay, yeah, so it's there. So it's just before we start our arrival. We'll be getting to the top of descent. We're now sitting at 35,000 feet. We're going to make a right-hand turn very soon as we head off the east coast of the UK and over the North Sea. Is that the North Sea or is that the Channel? Channel's here, I think, from this point onwards. And this is the North Sea. Still, I'll capture this little turn in a few minutes' time. Then it'll be time for me to go and get a new drink because I'm out of Beppies and go and enjoy the cruise. Okay, we're now heading down to the south. Well, we're going to make another little turn right here at Mavas, staying at 35,000 feet. But now we are well into the cruise. We have a 45 knot tailwind-ish. It's sort of a crosswind, sort of a tailwind. It's going to be more of a crosswind as we now turn right once again. Still, don't mind that. We've been in the air for 28 minutes now. We'll be in the air for quite a bit longer. I need to check the airtime, actually. It's not something I looked at on SimBrief. Airtime is 1 hour and 38 minutes, so we've got about an hour and 10 left in the air. Block time 2 hours and 6 minutes, so not a long flight at all down to Geneva today. Looking in the cruise page here, we've got 335 nautical miles till top of descent. 239 Zulu, which will be in about 40 minutes. So what I'm going to do is just go away for a few, have a drink and so on, and just chill out for a little bit. And then we'll come back for the top of descent preparation, shall we? Okay, back in the cockpit, still at 35,000 feet up here, and we are, let me just show you 1 second, currently over France here. We have gone over the Netherlands, we've gone over Belgium, we've gone over Luxembourg, we've now, have we gone over Germany? Oh, we've just gone over Germany, and now we move into France. We're going to go into Switzerland, back into France, into Switzerland. And then we're going to go out this way, I imagine, back into France and then back into Swiss airspace again. Still plenty of time to go. Got a friend request up here. Oh, Ellis. I imagine Ellis Sykes, who's chartered this video. There you go. Thanks once again to Ellis, by the way, for chartering this flight today. There are still 10 more after this, as I've said, and there's 1 or 2 flights in between that I want to do myself on certain weekends when I'm away doing things. So there is quite the wait at the moment. I'm sorry for that. It might get to a point where I bring in more charter flights per week where I add an extra video in. It's just that these take the longest to record and they take the longest to edit as well out of everything that I do, so I can't get them out as quickly. They take up a long time in my week. Admittedly, I had the idea to up the price for these charters, so I'm not sure how long it will stay at just £10, because I need to rethink about the balance between the amount of time it takes and the demand for them. So yeah, if you've had a charter in already, don't worry, I'm not going to ask for any more money before I do it, but the price may change in future. Nothing definite on that yet, but it may change, and I hope you can understand that. I'm sure you can. Anyway, we need to now get into our descent preparation. So what we need to get on with is checking our altitude on the way in. Let's check the arrival. So we come in at Akito, Lurko, you've got to be above 8,000, Sovad above 8,000, Indis, you need to be above 7,000 as well. Okay, wow. So that is pretty low down. What about the ILS intercept? How high is that? 6,000 feet. That's quite high, to say the least. So I'm going to put that at 7,000. When we get closer, we'll obviously put it to 6,000. 7,000 feet on there. We'll go for 6,000 when we get closer. We need to check what the localizer frequency and course is. 110.9 and it's 043. Let's do the 043s first. Do that side and that side. And it's 110.9, did I say? 110.9, nice and easy that is. Nice and easy. Cool. Bing bang bong in. Cracking. Okay. 110.9 tuned in on there. It's nice and white on that. With a 43 course, and we need to check the arrival information. It's 1017 on the QNH, so there'll be a number underneath here. I'm going to twist this up here, and it'll be 1017. There we go. Fantastic news. Let's get our FMC approach speed ref in today. So let's go to index approach. We're going to go flaps 40, 134 knots. Smashing. We want the descent winds. This is one thing I always forget. Descent. Forecast. Descent request winds. I forgot this in the last few flights that I did in the 737. And I think that's what contributed to me going in a little bit too hot and a little bit too high. That, and I've looked back at the Amsterdam flight and I know that I took a lot of track mileage out of the descent. The aircraft has about 20 miles to top a descent, so we've got a bit of time before it will be winding stuff back. Forecast winds ready. Okay, so we've got a bit of a headwind all the way down. Only 6 knots. That'll do. Got a 23 knot crosswind at the moment, so it's pointing us a little bit over to the left of where we're actually facing, but that's fine. There was an aircraft passing beneath us then as the scenery decided to finally join us. I originally thought it might have been this aircraft, which is Turkish 2650, but they've been on the same airways as us. It might have been this one, because there's us. Although, didn't update very quickly, did it? But I reckon Edelweiss 2905. Okay, we'll be getting to top of descent any moment now. In terms of descent preparation, we're all golden. Lights and everything are all sorted. I want to just make sure that the fasten seatbelt sign comes back on. The engines are not winding down. I thought they were. There was a bit more of a noise then for a second. Got the landing altitude and everything all checked. Radio, baromin, yeah, all of that smashing stuff. And we're going to go auto brakes 2 today on this one. We're going to get those armed nice and early. And there we go. The aircraft starts calling me names. And the engines wind back. Loads of stuttering today. Very poor frame rate, unfortunately, but I've not changed anything or done anything differently. My graphics are the same they always have been. I basically have it on medium for most things, and then turn a lot of things like lens flare, motion blur, bloom and stuff like that off. Still, aircraft winds back as we descend. Let's go and listen. Great noises. You can just see the Swiss Alps over there on our left hand side just as we bank right, just in time to avoid looking at them. The stutters are pretty horrific at the moment. I just had a little look on Task Manager a moment ago and there was nothing major really other than Flight Sim taking up my resources. I don't want to pause right now necessarily due to the fact that I'm on VATSIM. Doesn't look like we're going to have anybody online when we get in. As you can see, it's all ED, EBs, it's all Germany and Brussels, Belgium. We're practically 180 degrees to the runway right now. So we're going to go in a straight line here, left, right, and then in. The aircraft is trying to get under 250 knots. It's sitting at 250 on the way down. We're on profile, which is great news. I just need to be a bit more proactive this time in putting the flaps down bit by bit, and making sure that I tell the aircraft to slow down rather than just let it overspeed and lose loads of track mileage. We can continue on in a straight line from around this point and go that way to sort of extend the approach if we need to. It's very likely that we will do because this is me and this is the Boeing 737. Either way, I hope you've enjoyed today's flight down to Geneva. I certainly have. This has been a really good one so far. Seems like something's going on over at Stuttgart actually. According to Volanta, there's Stuttgart approach, delivery, ground and tower on as well, and Munich have got tower and ground. I think also there's another airport, Frankfurt Hahn has got tower as well. I figured I may as well show you, look. There you go. Stuttgart approach, delivery, ground, tower, and then you've got Munich tower and ground. You've even, is that Baden? Yeah, Baden's got tower, and then Frankfurt Hahn's got tower. Frankfurt Main doesn't have much going on, but there's a lot of Volanta and VATSIM traffic in there, as there always is. Well, all of that is of zero concern to us. We're on our way into Geneva, which is just over there, I believe, at the moment. Somewhere down there, can't quite see it at the moment. Usually you can spot an airport a while away on Flight Sim because it's much sharper than the rest of the scenery around it when you're at distance. I think it might be there. Not quite sure. There's a long old straight here, which is cool. Lovely scenes at the front of the aircraft here as there's some mist and clouds over the hills. Very pretty part of the world. As you can see, frame rate notwithstanding. We're basically aiming right at the airport at the moment. Just trying to see where... that might be it. We're through 15,000 feet at the minute. Aircraft is managing things very nicely. Just going to turn this down a little bit. Get this back to 20 miles now so we can maybe go for 40, just so we get a bit of a better idea as to how far we are away from things. Like I say, they're 15,000 feet. We're still very high at the moment, but we are effectively at what? The airfield is at what, 1,500 feet? Minimums are 1,600. So what's the elevation of the actual runway? 1,400. So yeah, we're at about 14,000 feet. Interesting how it works, really. We've asked it for 7,000, and then after that we intercept the ILS at 6,000. So I'm going to ask it for 6, because the aircraft at the end of the day knows the restrictions. It knows how long it's going to take to get us down there. I'm going to put a little bit of air brake in as well, a bit of speed brake, just to slow us down that extra portion. Not going to bring any flaps in just yet. I'm just going to let the aircraft do what it's doing, and then when we get to 10,000 feet and the aircraft sits at 250 and it knows it can go slower than that, we'll start bringing the flaps in one by one to really help it out. But yeah, we are literally aiming at the airfield at the moment, and then we'll turn right and get away from it, and we're going to go in that direction over yonder where all the hills are. That's why we have to come in at such height, you see, because of all the hills. The frame rate is pretty horrific right now, which is a big old shame. Hopefully that improves in time. Let's just give Geneva traffic a quick call and let them know that we're coming in on the... what is it? The Akito 2 November. Geneva traffic, Chanex 2 Echo Sierra, preparing to line up for runway 04 on the Akita 2 November arrival. Still at 11,000 feet, still some distance to run. Just checking if there's anyone in the vicinity. I believe there might be an aircraft behind us. No, never mind, they're overflying us, they're going to a different airport. Okay, let's take those speed brakes out, because they will obviously be slowing us down. We need to pick a stand for when we get in, actually. Let's have a look at that, shall we? Not quite sure where Jet2 would land at Geneva, in all honesty. I think it's a bit of fair game. Let's go for somewhere like stand 6-4. And note that down on my scratch pad. Make sure that the QNH is still the same as well. Stand 6-4. We're going to be taxiing in there via, well, Alpha. Easy. Okay, so the aircraft is slowing down, as you can see on here. Going to 243 now. We're going to go under 10,000 feet, so the landing light's going to come on. And we've made sure the seatbelt signs are on. They were on just earlier. Okay. So under 10,000 feet we go. The aircraft's trying to reach 240. I don't know why it doesn't just go engines idle at this point, to be honest with you, but it's one of those things. We're soon going to get to this waypoint and continue on in a straight line, but I don't know whether we just go straight to Indis, to be honest with you, because... no, we're gonna wait for it. We're then gonna bring Indis up on here, so we'll put Indis in the place of vectors. Then the aircraft will turn us in, and then we'll prepare. We're still going quite fast though, so yeah, we could do with really slowing things down quite soon. It's leveling out for a second to drop the speed, and then it'll nose back down again. Yeah, okay. It's sort of doing what the Airbus does, where it prioritises one for a minute, then the other, keeps changing. Okay, I'm going to try bringing flaps 1 in. Nice. Now the flaps are coming in, it's dropping a lot more speed. Very quickly as well. Okay, I'm confident that... ooh, let's see what the descent does. Okay, it's descending nicely. We're into the vector part of the flight plan now, and the aircraft is levelling. Is that just because it's trying to hold the speed? Don't know. Interesting little imbalance here where it's holding the altitude. We're below profile, which is nice. I suppose it knows what the profile is when it's over there on our left. Let's arm the speed brakes for now. We're not going to bring them in. What else needs doing before we head in? Localise the frequency and all that good stuff ready to go. Speed brakes are armed. We've got auto brakes armed. Cool, we just need to basically turn it in and arm the approach. I'm going to go to standard pressure, and I'm going to send it into Indis. I'm going to do that. The aircraft will now make the turn, and we'll bring it down to 200 knots. and we'll make this turn. Okay, so things are going well, I'd say. Let's arm the approach. Approach armed. Knows that it's going to be on the VOR or the localizer, and it's going to have a glide slope. We're obviously not pointing closely enough in that direction just yet. We're still 20 miles away. Geneva traffic, Channix 2 Echo Sierra, preparing to line up for ILS 04, 20 miles to run. We've asked the aircraft for 6,000 feet. It knows that the restriction is 7,000 feet or above at Indis. We are flap 1. Can go flap 2 soon. But look, the aircraft hasn't even brought itself all the way down to that yet, so it's fine. There's the glide slope coming in. The white diamond. 180 knots, 20 miles out is a bit extreme, but you know what it's like in this aircraft sometimes. I just want to make sure that we're definitely going slow enough. Nice and low over the hills here. Wonderful look outside, isn't it, with all the mist and everything. Let's come down another notch on these flaps, shall we? Can't quite see it from there. Our ref speed is 134, flaps 40. There we go, single CH, it's got the glide slope. Awesome. We'll stay at 180 knots then until we get closer to. Then I'm going to whack the flaps all the way down on the controls that I have here. It's just that there's obviously flaps clean 1, 2 and 3 and then full on the Airbus controls, but on the 737 there are a lot more notches on the flaps, as you can see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 30, 40. Runway in sight, everybody. Cool. Geneva traffic, Channix 2 Echo Sierra, fully established, ILS 04, 15 miles to run. I'm feeling good. I'm going to put runway turn-offs on, because why not? Feeling good at the minute, because we got it slowed down nice and early. We extended slightly to make sure that we had the altitude sorted. All golden. Okay, and the good thing that I sometimes get wrong is the fact the aircraft doesn't descend enough, but as you can see here, we're at 4,700 feet despite it saying 6,000 in there, so I'm very happy with all of that. We are now about 10 miles out, so I'm going to bring the aircraft down to its VAP speed of 134. There we go. And I'm going to bring the flaps down an extra notch, and as the aircraft slows down now, I'm going to continue adding those flap notches in. I believe it's flaps 10 on my controls here. That's 2. 10. What does the next one go down to? I don't know it'd be on that, actually. Actually, so I'm flaps 15 there. Or am I? No, that's flaps 10. Next one. Takes it down to 25. Oh, God. We're overspeeding the flaps slightly. It's fine. It's dropping the speed now. Oh my God, I absolutely myself. Which one of you is it? Okay. Is it because I've not got the gear down? Oh my God, thank Christ for that. Such an annoying noise. Continuing to slow down. Flaps 10 there. I'm going to bring the gear down now, which is going to drop us more speed. I've put more flaps in. 25. And flaps full. Okay, we are configured. Whoa, it's diving. Geneva traffic, Channix 2 Echo Sierra, 5 miles to run, runway 04, Geneva. Okay, we're at VREF speed. Let's just make sure we have everything sorted. We've got the runway turn-offs on, landing gear, autopilot, auto thrust, thrust reverse is ready for when we touch down. It will be anyway. Yeah, okay. Cool, we are landing at Geneva, everybody. Thanks once again, Ellis Sykes, for chartering this flight here today. Let's hope this is a good one. When we get to the 1000 call out, which will be in about 3 seconds time, I will take out the autopilot, I'll take off the auto throttle, and I'll fly this thing in myself.
1000.
Like that. Okay, it's much harder to do than in the Airbus, because you need to watch your speed, you need to watch the diamond. So much more movement going on. Dropped a little bit below the VREF. We're alright on the glide slope. A little bit high now. Oh, there's a few stutters that aren't helping me. We've caught up to the glide slope quite nicely.
300.
Watching that screen religiously. We're doing alright here. God, it's very stuttery. Not quite as bad as Sati Mare in Romania though, is it?
200.
I went a little bit fast then. I know we're 4 white, but we're sticking with it. Not the best in the world, me. You know this by now.
100.
We've recovered nicely.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Oh, absolutely made a mess of that. Let's get the reversers on. Got a frame rate again, not brilliant, is it? I swear 737 auto brakes don't do anything, do they? Look at that! Loads of reverse thrust and it is not. Okay, manual braking. Off and over to the right, runway turn-offs off. Welcome to Geneva, everybody. Geneva traffic, Chanex 2 Echo Sierra, vacating runway 04 at Bravo. Okay, we're off at Bravo. Let's get past this line. And we'll go straight down Alpha to taxi in. Oh god, that was a bit fast. Geneva traffic, Chanex 2 Echo Sierra, taxiing stand 64 via Alpha. Auto brakes come off, flaps come back up. Okay, welcome to Geneva, everybody. What a lovely day of flying we've had here. What a lovely day. Let's give it a bit of a push now. We're taxiing, taxi light will come on, landing lights come off. We need to start the APU. Let's just make sure after landing, transponder goes off, the flaps have gone back to where they were. We need to have the speed brakes down, yeah, landing lights, taxi lights, all that good stuff. Probe heat off, engine start switches should be in the off position. Let's turn the probe heat off. Engine start switches should have gone into continuous for landing, I believe, but I missed that, sorry. Auto brake is off, runway turn off, lights off, yeah. We just need to check the APU gen when we get in. Let's put GSX on. Get us stand 6-4, please. How weird, ramp. There it is.
Chosen position is too small.
Too small? Do we maybe go for a different gate or something then? Change facility. Gate. Gate 4. Let's just hold short here. Geneva traffic, Chanex 2 Echo Sierra. Just holding short for a moment. Deciding on a change of gate. Gate 4 is down there, and I just noticed an Airbus over there. I worry that they're on gate 4. Traffic currently at the terminal, Geneva traffic, sorry. Aircraft A321 still at the gate. What stand is it you are occupying at present, please? I love it when people communicate. Because I think they're all heavy gates. I think this should be fine here. Oh well, we'll go over to the terminal, shall we? Pretty sure that's gate 4 that they're at the moment. Okay, let's go left here via link 4. And we will find out, won't we? If not, we'll just have to park where we can. It's weird that it thinks they're all too small for the 737, because Geneva is an airport full of medium gates. Okay, we're going on to inner. Oh, I think that's gate 4 that they're in. Or is it? No, I think... Oh, there's a gate down there with a tug and stuff now. Okay, we might be alright here. I swear I find out that's just an AI aircraft or something. That's gate 11. Bit off the line here. Okay, so 4 was much closer to 5 and 5A than I expected, so I'm having to do some aircraft carrier-like manoeuvrability here. There's a yellow line, but I don't think that links up to number 4. It does. But the tug is in the wrong place. It's all a bit weird, this. There's like a secondary... That's like a decorative tug. weird. Okay, well, we're going to park it either way. Keep it on that centre line. On the centre line. Come on. Going very slowly. We've gone through that tug, which is a big shame. It's not going to look very good for the video. Cracking. Look at that. Beautiful. Right then, let's do our shutdown checklist on the right clipboard. Parking brakes are set, engine fuel control levers go off, but we need to check the APU. The APU is running, so we'll switch over to the APU gen. That's lovely stuff. Ground contact is all good, passenger signs will come off, and yeah, we just need to basically turn the engines off. So in reverse order to how we started them, engine 2, and then engine 1. So with engines off, we go to the APU gen, which is already on, so that's fine. I was just double checking there. Seatbelt signs can come off. Passengers will be very happy with that. We'll put the isolation valve, I think goes back to open, does it not? Fuel pumps off. Those 3 come off. That is sound. Anti-collision light obviously comes off as well. The APU bleed air comes on. And yeah, as far as I know, that's all good. Electric hydraulic pumps come off. Isolation valve is indeed open, flight directors come off, and then we're all golden, everybody. Flight directors off there and there. Beautiful stuff. And welcome to Geneva, everybody. What a great flight that was. Thoroughly enjoyed that one. Thank you so much, Ellis Sykes, for chartering this today. I hope you've enjoyed watching the video as a result of this. Nice to go in the 737 and a flight actually go to plan for once, you know. I really did enjoy that. It seems like here in Geneva, though, you just don't announce any movements on VATSIM, which I'm a little bit bitter about, because that aircraft's pushing back without saying a thing on Unicom. The arriving aircraft hasn't said a thing on Unicom either. Not best practice, that. Still, that's their issue, not mine. I like to announce when I do. And I hope you've enjoyed this video, above all else. This has been a really good one today. Thoroughly enjoyed myself. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks again, Ellis, and I'll see you in the next episode. Have a great day.